Brad-Duct Tape-Hale here with a tutorial showing you guys how to paint basic toy guns to look like cosplay props for conventions or anything like that. You guys have been asking me for pretty much years of how I do all my prop weapons and anything like that, and I'm here to show you. All these different props and weapons you can get, I find that I go to Dollar General for a lot of these. These pistols, which are Glock 23s, are going to be for my girlfriend's Black Widow cosplay, which is the gun which she uses. Now, most of the time, you're going to be able to find a Glock 17 pretty easily for like $5. I had to buy these with a set. These came with another smaller pistol. It was a different one, so I bought two. So ran me $10, but now I have two other prop weapons, which I'm going to use in a later video. The clips come out of these, so they're not really kind of proportional. These are the actual size of what these are in real life. They make sounds, they don't slide back. One important thing I'm going to specifically state in these videos: the orange tip must stay on these guns. They have to stay on it. Legally, they have to. So to take care of that, I have some duct tape that we are going to go through, and so we don't paint over it, and take care of that. Now, any kind of duct tape will do. So it's a matter of, there we go. Get that right off. Tear a simple strip, and just put it on like this. And wrap it around. Try to make sure it's not going to stick on the gun, and just pinch it off. Now, a lot of people have asked me, well, why don't I just spray paint it? And while spray paint isn't bad for like a last minute or a quick job or anything like that, spray paint doesn't often or always get all the spots. So then we're going to pull the magazine out so we can paint these through. Now we're going to give these a slightly weathered look, so they look like they've been scraped up a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is I use like cheap Walmart acrylic, a lot more bang per buck, and we're just going to go with that. So I'm going to go ahead and open one of them up and get that taken care of. Now, you guys can basically use anything kind of around the house to use as a paint palette, or I've seen a lot of other people will use, there we go. It often helps to have these pre-opened. So I kept like an old little piece of cardboard that came with the pizza tray. I use my stuff over and over and over and over again, and just go ahead and get a good douse of that there. I suggest when doing these, if you're not doing detail work, to get sponge brushes. You can get like a 4 or 5 pack of these at Walmart for like $2 or $3, and just go with this and go ahead and just paint over it. Make sure you dab in. Now, people are going to be like, Brad, there's already like black on this and anything like that. And I said, that's true, but it all has a very plastic look to it, and you don't want your two tones of black looking off. So go ahead and paint. Make sure you get it in all the nooks and crannies, and it'll give it a worn look a little bit better when you do the black on black. Make sure you get all of it. Now we're going to do just one side. Now see how I have my finger in here where the magazine's at? It's a good way to hold it so you can paint it. And if you get paint on you, that's fine. It's acrylic, so it's going to wash off. Make sure you have scrubby or dirty clothes when you're doing this. So as you can see, I'm wearing like shorts and something you're not going to really get paint on. As you can probably see, make sure it's up here with the camera, make sure it's in the light. See how it's got a little bit of a difference? I can get it in the light here a little bit. I'll try and lighten it up the video wise, but it's starting to show a little bit different wise. There we go. But we have the military green and black, and now it's going to be all black. Now you might sit and ask, all right, cool, whatever, but the black on the green it's kind of transparent. I can see the green through it easily. You're going to see the green through it a little bit. You're going to have to put a couple coats on this. You can do one of these props in a day, so make sure you get it all in there. Doesn't have to be fancy, just make sure you get it everywhere. So we'll get the paint in here. So that's pretty quick. That's pretty simple to do. Nothing too fancy about that. Always make sure you do have a cup of water near you so you can put your paintbrushes in it when you are done, because these paintbrushes can be reused. Now the magazines are pretty plain and simple. You don't have to worry about too much. I usually just kind of paint the outer part of them, so we'll go with that. Now I'm going to be not showing you like 100% of this, but I'm just showing you the basic parts, because this can take a couple hours to do because they have to paint and dry and paint and dry and paint and dry. So you guys will be seeing it as it is jet cut. Alright, so after about, let's say 10-15 minutes, you're going to come back and you're going to go and put another coat on them. So as you can see, I can touch it, it's dry. There's going to be a couple little spots that are going to be wet. But yeah, you're just going to want to do about 2 coats on each side. That way you can go through and still paint it up as is. So like if the first time you go through and you paint, you didn't use up all the paint, don't pitch it, because acrylic paint, when it's piled up like that, can take a little while, once I figure out where I stuck my paint, to dry, so you won't waste it. And you just pour more on there and just paint it as is. And you can get like little things of acrylic paint at Walmart for say 50 cents pretty easily. I mean, unless you go through the amount that I do. I got this the other day because one of our friends had me make a prop for him last minute for NakaCon. So I just grabbed a little bit. I've got a giant stockpile of these things in the back. So, but yeah, it's just, it doesn't take too long. See, this one's still a little wet, but I can still paint onto it. But yeah, you can literally just sit and like watch Netflix one night, because that's actually what I'm doing right now. I'm watching the Batman. Really cool show. If anyone can get a chance to it, go ahead and watch. Yeah, just make sure you get all within the crook of the trigger guard, because that's usually one of the spots that has one of the hardest issues, making sure that there's that. Make sure you get in the seam line. Now it's like some other guns and props, you're going to have like where they'll move, and you have separate parts. So I'll show you that. The next set of pistols I'm going to do are going to be my new Leon pistols, and you want to make sure you evenly get the paint all the way across. And again, like normal, stick your brushes in water, because you can get so much life out of these. So alright, cool, we're going to let these dry, and then we're going to go on to the other side. Alright, well, we're back right now. We just got done putting 2 layers on each side. It's just slightly drying on up. Now, we're going to add a little bit of detail. So, as I was waiting for them to dry, I went and took the bottom part of the magazine, so that way it all matches in, and put about 2 layers on there. Make sure you get the sides, because the sides are going to show, and then you let that dry. Now, this is where we're going to go with a little bit of a smaller brush, because we're going to be covering the ejection slide. We're not going to be doing it up too much chrome, but we're going to make it kind of a slate gray, so it's kind of got a dull metal look. So again, I'm going to stick my finger in here because it might slightly be wet. Yeah, it's still a little slightly wet. And then you're just going to go and you're going to want to paint over the magazine. ejection port, not the mag, the shell ejection. Now, you don't have to really worry about being too clean because you can always go back with the black or when you do the final detail to cover up the little excess. So I'm going to go here, and as you can see, I'm just kind of painting over it and just kind of follow in the line there. And you get about a coat or two with this. But yeah, this really adds a lot of detail. Because a lot of people will go in with these and they'll be like, oh, well, I'll paint it black. It's the little detail that counts and helps it stand out from the others. And you'll see that later on when we are adding more to the weapon. So if I can just get this first one done, you can see just a little bit of steadiness. And you want a fairly pointed brush when you're doing this, because that way it can get in there nice to the point, so it's not smearing everywhere. Yep. Yeah, we'll get it right on in there. Yeah, I mean, it's just, like I said, it really adds to it, really adds to the look, the feel, and the detail. Because honestly, when you're at a con, what really can differentiate you from another cosplay is your prop. And there have been plenty of times a lot of people will be like, oh, well, I'll just get a Nerf gun and I'll paint it up or anything like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But nothing stands out with a cosplay better than an accurate prop. Now, you don't have to make it. You'd be surprised how many toys out there look pretty damn accurate to it. So as you can see, as I say, the shell ejection spot right here is got the nice light gray. So and I'm just going to go ahead and repeat it on here, and we're going to go from that. Alright, now after getting about a layer or two of the base gray on there, I'm going to take a little bit of chrome paint and add it to it. That way we can get an actual metallic look to it. So it looks like an aluminum slide on it, or a chrome slide, or anything like that. You don't need a lot, just enough to give a reflective look to it, as we're seeing on here. And this should go on pretty easily. Just paint that on. Yep. And it should go on here. All the seam work will be cleaned up once we're fully done. So, as you can probably see right here, this one's got more of a chrome look, this one's more of a slate gray look. So you just basically repeat it with both of them, and you'll be good. Then a large Sharpie, and a silver/chrome Sharpie. Now I'm going to show you guys how to technically dry brush this too. Now I have another sponge brush that I'm going to take through the gray, and we are going to basically kind of almost wipe it dry. Cough, cough, cough. Yes, I know. It's a dry brush, and we're going to slightly brush it across it to kind of give it some wear. As you can see, it's kind of worn a little. As you can see, that there's just a little bit of like use on it. Kind of look like it's scraped a little. So that way, you know, that's the Black Widow's guns. Don't worry, I'm going to take the Sharpie over it a little bit and trace it as is. So again, all you have to do is take a little bit of it and brush it, as I just put it to the paint, and just kind of take it along the lines. And all the line features of it will pick up on this paint pretty easily, as it would be like if you were to drop it and scrape it and whatnot. So just kind of run it along the edge. And that's pretty easy which way to do it. Now, another way you can do it is you can take the Sharpie and kind of trace along the lines a little bit. Almost kind of give it a little bit of a shape. The Sharpie you're going to want to be a little bit careful with. Almost kind of like you're drawing the outline on it. So it's a good way to go in and fill in if you put too much stuff in one spot or whatnot. Or if you want to go around and trace around where the chrome's at. So, but yeah, make sure to give it a little bit of chance to dry on each side, and then we'll soon show you we're only a few steps away from these babies being done. Alright, so we've gone through, we painted them 2 coats of black on each side, we did the slate gray, we did the chrome, and then we took and dry brushed over it just a little bit of slate gray. And then I took the black Sharpie to kind of clean it up a little, outline it, and then I took the chrome Sharpie and added just slight little bit of cleaning details. So you guys are going to be able to see a lot of difference on it. Now, there is only one thing left for this. Once these are fully 100% dry, I take a can of clear coat varnish that you can find in any craft store or Walmart or Lowe's or anything like that, and I do one good solid spray through, not too much, just enough to fully cover it, because you put too much on it, it's going to goop up and it's going to look ick. So I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to spray this. I have a little box and enclosure thing that I do this because it spreads, that I keep in a well fanned and well ventilated room. So you guys can do this outside. Do not do it in an area. Wear mask, wear facial protection, and you should be good to go. Okay, I use spray paint top cans to set the objects on. I'm getting ready to paint. Then I use, basically as you can see, clear coat varnish, and you want to put just enough of a layer on there to give them a nice gloss. As you can see, they're there as is. And you can hear my phone going off in the background. Okay guys, so it's the next morning. They have been fully dried on either which side. As you can see, like detail wise, they got just a little bit of wear on them. Kind of on here. But they also have a reflection to look like they are slightly metallic, but it doesn't look like it's a plastic reflection. So, you know, it's kind of cool. And then all you got to do is get rid of the tape. Then you'll have your orange cap still on it. Yep. Just take it off. And then that way you have your prop. And just go ahead and repeat it on both of them. And they still make toy sounds. So that's how you paint a prop. Pretty simple. It can basically be applied to any which different kind of gun, or a toy prop or whatever. Just, you know, adjust it for size and whatnot. And I would be careful though. One thing I would say, if you're going to be using varnish, make sure that the varnish you're going to be using actually will work with the paint you're using, because otherwise the varnish will eat through it. I mean, that's basic science, whatnot. But there you guys go. That's how you paint a prop gun.